YouTube, and welcome back to Free Friday. Subscribe today for hundreds and hundreds of free harmonica lessons. This is Jason, back as usual every single Friday with a new lesson. And today we're going to be talking about intonation on the diatonic, specifically as it relates to bend notes. I'm going to be trying this program called the HarpNinja. I just downloaded the free version. I think the more advanced version is cooler, but look. So how accurate are those bends? How accurate, how hard is it to get intonation perfect on the harmonica? Is it unrealistic to expect perfect intonation? Do other instruments struggle with this problem? These are all questions that we're going to address today. So this came up because I got a comment from a really nice fella. His screen name is Key Jam, and here it is right up there. It says, some songs are just not meant for cross harp. A 3 double bend will never be perfect. Not even Charlie McCoy can do it. So then I was, we were talking about the Free Friday last week from the dueling banjos. So now that sounded pretty perfect to me. And that's without even, and I mentioned this before, I mentioned this to him, I said, that's without even putting a little cheating vibrato on it. Right, so that sounds pretty good. As a matter of fact, that's like my favorite note in there. Right, especially with that little vibrato on there. But I hear his point. It's really, really daunting hitting these notes. And, today I'm using a C Golden Melody by Tom Halchak. Countless YouTube videos have had this harmonica on it. This is my practice harp. And it's funny because, I do all the things you're not supposed to do. This one always plays perfect. Like I'll drink soda with sugar in it, or I'll play it after I eat, or I'll smoke a bunch of cigars, right? And then I play this thing, and it's still, it almost, every hole almost always works. We're going to kind of like jump right in right now, okay? I'm going to go over to YouTube, and I'm going to play over this jazz blues. And I'm just going to use the 3 draw on every chord. So there's a bunch of chords. There's 3 main chords, the blues chords. We're in the key of G. So I'm going to use the major third on 1, 3 draw. On the 4 chords, I'll use the 3 half-step bend, giving myself the flatted 7 of 4, or a note that works. Anyway, and then on the 2 chord, I'll use the 3 double bend. Now, there's more bends I could use besides those, but let's just start there. Here we go. Okay. Not bad. Here's the thing. It is true that other instruments, trumpets and saxophones, especially violins and upright basses, all struggle with intonation. I remember over the years being on gigs with musicians that, and I, of course, was practicing at home for the gig and thinking, gosh, my intonation really needs a lot of work. And then getting to the gig and finding out that the trumpeter was a little off himself. So we were kind of both searching for the right note and doing little things like cheating with vibrato. Let's take a walk over here to the HarpNinja. Okay. So here we go. So here we have the layout of the harmonica. No overblows on this particular program here. But what this free version allows me to do is drag my mouse over the tone that I want to hit, the note that I want to hit, and then if I click on it, it plays it. So you can't see me right now, but I'm not playing. I'll talk to prove it. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. So what I'm going to try to do is hit all of these pitches first without the Ninja, and then we'll listen by ear and see how close I was. So it sounded pretty good. What about if we do it in real time? So now I'm going to play these notes on harmonica: 3 natural, 3 half-step bend, 3 double bend, and 3 triple bend. So you can hear me adjusting a little bit to meet the pitch. Let's do it again. I was a lot flat. So I hit that one perfect that time. Now listen to this. This is really interesting. I discovered this when I first learned it. So you can hear how close I was, or maybe perfect. Not that time. Right? So you can hear how close I was. That was really, really close. Spot on. Listen to this. This is the one draw. Now let's listen to it on my harmonica. Huh. Interesting. So this harmonica is perfectly in tune. That's the 1 and 4 together. So my point that I'm trying to make here is that I'm closer to this bend note Look at that. I mean, I'm just hitting it right off the bat. I'm closer to that than the actual one draw. So it's not fair to say that this is that bad. Right? Let's do 2 draw. That one's perfect. And that one beats. That one's perfect. That one's off. So is it the tuning of this particular instrument? Maybe, right? Like Tom Halchak tuned this one. But it sounds amazing. I mean, it sounds amazing with music too. So some harmonicas are tuned to 440, some are tuned to 441, some are tuned all the way up to 443. That shows you that there is wiggle room. There is wiggle room. Now, why are they tuned that way? Well, because when we play draw notes, we often play them flat. Now, we could go over to a chromatic tuner and take a look at that in a minute and see like how off the harmonica is naturally. but there is a little wiggle room with intonation, okay? We're not computers, and music isn't meant to be perfect all the time, right? But, I mean, obviously we strive for perfection, and I appreciate the comment by our friend over here, by KeyJam9. I appreciate the comment because we want to strive towards perfection, right? Let's check out the one blow. That one's perfect. Three blow. A little beating. That one's good. So that's me playing the chord against a regular C. Sounds fine. If I play the C just by itself, though, oh, that's fine. What about if I were to play the D, the G chord here against a D, or against a G? Sounds fine. So when you add in a couple of notes, it's not as so glaring. Does that sound hideous to you? Not to me. It's a little bit not perfect, but does that make it hideous? Now here's a note nobody talks about. And we're going to talk about two bend notes that nobody talks about that everybody plays flat. And why it's okay, but why you should shoot for perfection. Both at the same time, right? So you don't want to beat yourself up, and you also don't want to say, well, it doesn't matter. Either or is dangerous thinking. So if we listen to how we normally bend the two double bend. So here's two draw. Here's just the program. Here's the half step. Here's me playing the half step. Pretty damn close. Here's the whole step. Pretty close. But how did most people normally play that F or that two double bend? Way flat. See, that's me really bending the two. Here, listen. Now, when I'm playing with a band, if somebody else hits that note at the same time, that could be kind of hideous. If I'm holding it for a long time, if I do it really quick, not that bad. Not that bad, right? But if I hold it, right? So what's happening? I'm bending it too hard. But we don't normally think of that. We think of the two double bend as if you just bend it all the way down that you're hitting it. And you are. You're hitting an F. But that F is a little tiny bit flat. So you got to bend it a little less. Another one that happens to is this one. The four draw bend. We always bend that too much. Right? We don't have to bend it that hard. Wow, see, it's... What we don't have to do is bend this too much. Stop bending your fours as much. Now, here's the thing. This one is kind of more important than this one here, because in blues music, if we're playing blues, that is, if you're playing blues, that is, it's okay for your flat seven sometimes to be a little flat. Why? Well, singers and guitar players and all kinds of people play that note a little bit flat. Okay, so. But you still want to try to get it in tune. Now that time I was too nice. right? But see, nobody complains about that note. But my man has a point, though. You know, he was saying in his comment, if we go over here to the comment, he said, "I'm honored that a world-class harmonica god would reply to me. I am no such thing, but thank you. I guess what I meant was that it might be a tune for chromatic. I realize you need that note in other positions, and in blues, I can nail it on the 5 chord. It's the 5 of 5 chord, as we know. But in dueling banjos, it's played on the 1 chord and is held for a bit." That's right. It's not just a passing tone like on the 5 chord. But I tend to hold it a lot. Like I said, I'll cheat and put a little vibrato on that. He says, even on Charlie McCoy records, I hear it as sour. So now I don't. I don't hear it as sour. Third position. Right? I'm not getting a sour feeling from it. But maybe I'm just more up for a challenge. I again want to point out how this note is off. So yeah, nobody would complain. Sounds fine. Not that bad. It's not that bad. So here's what we need to remember. Don't overbend them. Like check this one out. So that 6th draw is already off. That's the 6th. Sounds like I have a ceiling fan on, and I don't. And then I hit the flatted version of that, the 6th draw bend, the A flat. Now that one is so easy to overbend. Most of the time when we bend this note, it's way too flat. Michael Peliquin is the one who hipped me to the fact that the 4-draw bend, the 1-draw bend, and the 6-draw bend are often played way too flat, and they don't get the pass that the flat 7 does, the 2 double bend. It sounds, these notes definitely sound darker when they're in tune. Instead of, I like it better when you sort of tease the note. See, I disagree with the intonation of this B flat. That's what I disagree with the computer. I think it sounds better the way I'm playing it. So that's the other thing, right? Listen. Yeah, now listen to how I played it. Oh, wait. So I'm playing it sharp. It wants me to play it like this. But I'd rather play it like... Right, so I'm playing this note a little sharp. That's what Adam Gusso calls the blue third. So it's a flatted B, but it is technically a B flat, but it's a B flat that's a little sharp. And what does that do? That creates more tension. So anyway, so sometimes tension isn't a bad thing. I think what my man is saying over here started this whole jazz for this Free Friday key jam. What he's saying is it just doesn't sound good on that chord in cross harp. I disagree. I think it sounds fine. But to his ears, it doesn't sound fine. And to his ears, he would rather play it in a different position, at least for that one note. Even if he has to play that 3 double bend on another chord, it'll be a passing note where he just goes by and not something he lands on. And again, I used to feel that way about Summertime. But now I dig it. I like landing on that. And I love going down to it. And man, Big Walter Horton on that Careless Love. That one, man. I mean, man, he nails that bend. And he holds it, and it's so pretty. He puts a little hand vibrato on it. Let's take a major scale. Sound as good as this? What about in second position? So let's hold the notes. Now, if I wanted to make it, just dress it up a little. So you can hear I'm disguising the 3 double bend with a little waver. And the 5 overblow. Now, to me, the overblow is the prettiest note there. I seriously was watching a Constantine thing, and he said he likes to cover his hand to kind of disguise the overblow. Or, I don't know. I don't know. I kind of liked it better when I wasn't disguising it. Now I'll disguise it. He might be right. Probably is. I can't remember to to take my hand off in the right time. I don't know. That's the other thing. A lot of talk about this overblow business being bad sounding. Listen. So that's the overblow. how much different is that than the regular 6-draw bend? So the second one is the overblow. Here's the draw bend. Overblow. Draw bend on 5. Overblow on 5. Now the 4, that's a different story. I'm just lucky if I bend it into pitch. I can disguise it a little. Now when I'm playing in third, that harmonic minor stuff, I do a lot of disguising. Now that I might do that on stage, but at home I'll be like, oh. Anyway, yeah. That's what it is. I mean, it's just practice. If I've come to any conclusions or any kind of an opinion, which the older I get, the less of those I have. I've been wrong enough times to know that it's probably best to err on the side of that I'm probably wrong, usually. And that way it opens me up to the possibility of learning. Although sometimes you can go too far with that and we can think that we're wrong all the time and we can second guess ourselves and then, end up overthinking things. And when we just got to really do. And that's the point that I'm trying to make, I guess, if anything today, is that we have to try. We have to do. It's not going to be perfect on this. And my definition of perfection constantly changes, and hopefully it gets closer and closer. At the same time, I take everything with a grain of salt. I know that is unobtainable, and I also know that the emotion and what we put behind something is oftentimes more important than accuracy or even intonation in general. Things can sound good when they're a little off all the time. Most things actually appear greater when there's some kind of little flaw. In Japanese pottery, it's called a wabi, where something has been broken and fixed or when something wasn't created perfect. The wabi is the flaw that makes it so lovable and wonderful and perfect in and of itself, because it is like the world, right? It is a microcosm for everything. And so things function perfectly, imperfectly, and including us. And we try to get better and do the best we can. How bad is it? Ready for tuning in to Jason Ricci's YouTube channel. 16 years of incredible YouTube harmonica related content. That's right, 16 years. At this point, over 500 free instructional videos. If you're interested in what kind of harmonicas I play, microphones, amplifiers, pedals, any harmonica related products, please check out my sponsors. These sponsors, in one way or another, also help keep these videos going. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about Blue Moon Harmonicas, bringing you the best in custom harmonicas. We got custom cover plates, custom combs. You can get your name put on it, just like me. Reed work, refurbished pre-war Marine bands. Look at that, they put the little brace there, no more crushing the covers. The Lone Wolf Blues Company, the very best in pedals, microphones, almost anything you need for your amplified harmonica need. The Lone Wolf Blues Company, right here out of Ponchatoula, Louisiana. We got you. Harp Gear amplifiers. They got big ones, they got small ones. You know what they sound like? They sound like the best tube amps on the market. Harp Gear amplifiers out of Ocala, Florida. Pedal pad, pedal boards. Incredible custom pedal boards built to last, made by two brothers who really care. Hohner Harmonicas. A Mooncat loves the Hohner Harmonica. I like the Marine Band. I get Tom to put the little special 20 cover plates on it. He tricks them out, but they play great right out of the box. All of these sponsors are linked below in the description box. What else is linked below? Patreon. Consider becoming a Patreon patron. You'll be supporting me. You'll be supporting the cause. You'll be keeping these videos free for everybody. And you'll get a lot of extra content over at Patreon. You'll get vlogs, occasionally some extra lessons, some posts that you might not see on Facebook. A lot of stuff that I can't say or won't say here on YouTube is over on Patreon. I love my Patreon family. You guys are the best. If you're not into the monthly subscription, you can also give me a one-time tip at Venmo or PayPal below too. I'm a touring musician and I play all over the country, really all over the world with all kinds of different acts. Check out my website, www.mooncat.org. In all seriousness, YouTube, Patreon, my sponsors have absolutely changed my life. Subscribe below, set reminders for the videos. Don't miss any events. Every single Friday there's a free harmonica lesson and a lot more. Even if you're just subscribing, you're helping me a lot. Those of you that are joining me on Patreon, you guys are helping me to make better decisions with my career. In all sincerity, thank you so much, YouTube, for just an incredible outlet. It's a video diary. I get to look back at 16 years of these videos. Met a lot of new friends, some really fine musicians, made some great contacts in the industry, and it's all because of you. Thank you, my harmonica family.